Dude, when I was talking to you a couple of times before we started talking about doing this show, I said, man, who trained you? And you mentioned the cat named Cincinnati Red. I had not heard of Cincinnati Red. Now, is he from Cincinnati or is he from Cleveland? Tell me about this cat.
No, he's from the San Fernando Valley out in California.
Of course, parts unknown.
No, he's one of those journeyman pro wrestlers that, made his bones out there on the scene, that did a lot of work down in Mexico and then back and forth. And because of that, he had a lot of lucha training, he had a lot of different training. So, I mean, he was largely responsible for, like, a lot of the agility and a lot of the drills and, a lot of the technique that I use now, just because, when I started out in California, there wasn't a lot of wrestling going around in California. And if you wanted to work, especially when I started, you had to head down to the border and then go catch some lucha work and, kind of scrape by with whatever you could. So, I mean, that experience definitely helped out, man. But yeah, he's a great cat. He worked in USWA for half a minute, and he may not have gained the accolades, but he was a hell of a trainer and a hell of a guy, and broke me in the right way, and took me on the road with him. And I mean, it was just it was a great experience, a great dude.
Well, dude, what year did you break into business?
99. Broke in 99, and I mean, like I said, it was just doing little lucha shows, little weekend things. I wasn't really planning on making a career out of it. It was more I was kind of asked to I was doing judo, and they asked me, hey, we got a pro wrestling class, guys renting the gym out in the afternoon, you should come do it. And I did, and it was a good workout, and I dug it. It was a weekend warrior thing, and next thing you know, here I am.
Well, check it out. So you started off, you're doing some judo. How far did you go to that, and what other sports did you participate in high school or growing up?
Being Samoan, football is kind of a religion in and of itself to a lot of Samoans. So, played football, my brothers did. Amateur wrestled for a little bit, but judo I did up until probably I started playing football at 16 years old, and I was a California State junior champ. And, I still love the sport. I still try to keep up with it and catch a spar every once in a while and get in there and roll around guys and, find out if I still got what I had back then. So, I mean, it's a lot of fun, man. I enjoy it.
So what made you fall into the love? What made you? Let me back up. What made you fall in love with the business of professional wrestling? When did you decide, hey, this is what I'm going to do?
Man, it really came down to just something that I knew and I was comfortable with. I mean, before I ever stepped foot in a ring, my parents owned a big Polynesian dance troupe, and we toured all over the world, man. My first crib was a show trunk, and it's funny, my mom still has it, and she keeps it. And, my dad wasn't a big proponent of daycare. He didn't want nobody else raising his kids. If he was going to raise his kids, he was going to raise them himself, no matter what. So, I mean, we became part of the show, man. Everybody had a job. You dran, we drummed, we danced, we'd sing, we'd do everything, the whole 9 yards, and we pack up the whole damn thing and throw it at the back of the trailer and head on to the next town. So, I mean, it was a unique upbringing, but I mean, it definitely prepared for wrestling. Because when I got in the pro wrestling business, it was like, what's this lifestyle like? Well, you travel all the time, you perform in front of people, you get done, you hit your hotel, you're on to the next town. I was like, well, shit, this is better than my regular job. I mean, fuck, before I had to actually clean up the goddamn stage and put shit away. At least this time, a couple years I had to clean up a ring, but other than that, I mean, fuck, I get to head back to my hotel and relax for a little bit.
Well, how often were you guys on the road doing this, and how long did this last?
The show's still going today. My brother runs it. My parents are tired. I got them a place out here in Florida, and they're relaxing. But I mean, yeah, they're still going strong. And I mean, we were on the road probably 180 days a year. And this is not just domestically, I mean, internationally. I mean, we toured East and West Germany while the curtain was still up. Taiwan, Japan, China. I mean, we stayed pretty busy. So, I mean, as far as the road and the traveling and the schedule and being out there and performing in front of people and knowing what this lifestyle is all about, I mean, I was already doing it, so it wasn't really that big of a transition.
Well, man, that's an interesting upbringing, and damn sure lends itself to life on the road as a professional wrestler. That's for damn sure. So,
and like a lot of guys too, man, when they run this by their loved ones, their parents and stuff. It was funny, man. I went to my dad and I said, Papa, I really dig this wrestling thing. I think I'm going to pursue it as a career. I think I want to do this. And part of this was telling him I'm leaving the show, which is, a saga in itself. And he looked at me and he said, well, son, he goes, are you making money? And I go, yeah. He goes, as long as you're making money, that's all I care about. The day you don't make money, you get out. And I was like, you got to pop. Sounds like a fair deal to me.
So you start wanting to get into the business of professional wrestling. You need someone to train you. How do you find Cincinnati Red?
Like I said, man, I was down here. I was at a small little studio, little hole-in-wall place, and I was doing judo and jiu-jitsu because that was like the new hot thing. Was done with football, really wasn't doing anything in the afternoons. Always did something physical in the afternoons, got down there, was working out for a couple weeks, and basically the owner of the gym walked up to me and said, hey, man, guy named John Dello. He goes, I do this little pro wrestling class after jiu-jitsu. He's like, do you want to stick around and try it out? And I was like, oh, man, I don't know, man. Like, you know, it's pretty cool. And at the time, you know, you had the whole world on fire up at WWE, and it was all the rage. And I was just like, you know what? All right, I'll give it a shot. Let's try this out. So got in there, did some drills, realized a lot of judo stuff translated over pro wrestling, a lot of pro stuff translated back to judo and stuff. And I mean, I got to admit, man, after the first couple of bumps, I was just like, hey, man, this is pretty cool. I dig this. And then after the first few shows and getting a lot of good feedback from people, I was like, you know, I think I'm gonna explore this great adventure known as pro wrestling.
Now, well, how was Cincinnati Red with his training? I mean, obviously you guys were taking the bumps, and you said a key thing right there. You like taking bumps. There's so many people, man. And for me, too, when I hit that mat, I fell in love because I dug the way it made my body feel, and I knew it was a part of the business. Some people can never adjust to that. For some people, that's an immediate turnoff. But with that being said, so there you are, training with Cincinnati Red. You've got a judo background. What kind of 411 is he laying on you? Lots of chain wrestling, scientific stuff? Because, I mean, you have a very interesting style.
Tons of chain wrestling, a lot of basing, a lot of you know, getting light, getting up, being agile, never being heavy for guys. I mean, just a lot of real like good like core technique training that, you know, you just don't see with a lot of guys, man. You know, like it was funny when I got out in the scene, I kind of figured that everybody was kind of trained in the same style that I was, and was you know kind of forced to learn all different styles, not just the American style, but learn the Mexican style, you know, have a working knowledge at the time of the Japanese style and other things. And you know, I was surprised when, you know, that wasn't the case when I got out there. You know, some guys were trained on with a handkerchief and a dime, and other guys were, you know, were awesome athletes who had really good pedigree. So, but, you know, just getting out there with Red, that's what he focused on. He's like, you know, you need to learn how to chain wrestle. And we did the basics first, man. I mean, I didn't get to do one cool thing until months. It seems like all I did was bump for the first 6 to 8 months and just learn how to protect myself. And that's the thing I tell cats when they go to wrestling school. You know, when I go to wrestling school, I learn how to do this. I go, you know what? You're going to go to wrestling school. You know what the most important thing you can learn in life? How to protect yourself. And you know, I mean, that's what I learned, man. I learned how to protect myself, man. And it was probably the best lesson I ever got in wrestling.
Well, check it out. So you're training with Red. You're getting the basics. You're learning how to bump some chain wrestling. All of a sudden, you're hauling ass and you're going down to Lucha Libre stuff. And dude, you don't speak any Spanish, do you?
Well, okay. As you found out living in LA, everybody's kind of got a working knowledge enough Spanish to make it happen. So I mean, you know, wrestling's a universal language, man. It's never been a problem in Japan, and it never was a problem down in Mexico. And
it's a universal language. But that being said, a green cat going down to Mexico and being brought up with a judo background and with some pro training, all of a sudden you're in the lucha system, dude. That's a whole different dynamic. That didn't fuck your head up.
Oh, God, it was organized chaos, man. I wouldn't even call it organized, man. I got down there and, you know, these cats want to do 22 million different things, go 17 different ways. And I mean, at the time, like I said, I was just breaking in. I was green as the rolling hills. So I shut my mouth and tried to remember as much as I could and get the damn thing done.
Well, I mean, but that is a damn good way to come up. And especially when your brain is young and fresh and like a sponge can absorb all that stuff. I mean, because these days, as long as I've been in the business and, you know, I don't wrestle anymore, but I still consider myself in the business and somewhat of, you know, a base of knowledge, but still to this day, when I watch, you know, if I'm down there in South Texas, I catch AAA or some other lucha stuff on TV. You know, it's still a little foreign to me. I dig it. I see what these cats are doing. There's a couple of cats down there that I really like that are real aggressive. But, you know, it's still to me, I mean, it's your Rudos, your Technicos, it's just somewhat of a modified clusterfuck. I dig it, but it sure has brought a lot to your game because when I watch you, you know, I see some lucha. I see a lot of heavy Japan influence. I see, you know, obviously what you could do just from a pro style. You stand up, brawling, chain wrestling.